listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
What we will describe, I described you about the payroll configuration that is set up. I gave it to you. I defined the payroll or monthly payroll method. I defined the payroll. Defines the frequency of payment for monthly, weekly, semi-monthly, monthly. Every employee must be assigned to pay to get paid. Payroll defines payroll period started and ended. One can define a calendar of payroll activities such as offset period, face slip date, entry, cut-off date, processing date. This is the thing defines the payment method for paying the workers. They can direct deposit the checks. You can have multiple bank accounts. Net fee can be split between accounts based on percentage or account. If the amount is specified in one or more bank, the money goes out of the account. Fast formula is used for doing calculations of the available elements. Accessible calculations element into validation. Before going into, I have discussed you about the cutoff methods. What are the date offsets? What are cutoffs? What are the date offsets? And what are cutoffs? And we also talked about payroll date, payroll run data, face slip date, schedule run date. All these things we have discussed the other day. What is fast formula? What is fast formula? Doing some current calculations. Doing some kind of calculations that are used for calculating of payroll elements, absence related calculations. All these things we do with the help of fast formula. It is used for pseudo programming language and refers to database tables and database items. Database items can be per name, assignment, salary, or basic salaries. And these are all things that we do with the help of fast formula. All these things are database items. All these, when you write an SQL query, you need a database item for that. Database items are for static and time lapse. Static means they are predefined, for example, for name and for DOB. And dynamic database items are opposed to element information or any other information defined by the user. That is called for all D4F. All these are tables in the database tables. For example, this is the example of an HRA that is calculated right. This element for HRA has been created, which is the database item for the user, and the database item is defined for the user. Element is what? It is a part of a component of a salary actually. It is component of a salary, 50% of the salary. Elements are the components of a salary support. HI is there and 50th of the salary is calculated. For example, I see that default for salary is 0, input salary percentage HRA, salary percentage return HI. And the input value I put is salary input is 40,000, 34% 10,000 into 40% return is 4,000. This is the way we write the formula for fast formula. Defining a processing rule on the HRA element to reach the formula. Return the HRA from the formula to the pay value of the element. We will discuss what is the HRA element, and we will also discuss the pay value of the element. What is the pay value? How to calculate the pay value of the element. What is default for spot bonus amount assignment entry value? Inputs are percentage. HRA is spot bonus amount assignment entry value percentage return in array. How am I going to return the HRA? Spot bonus amount. Inputs are percentage HRA, return a HRA. This is the way. Default for entry value per basic salary amount and amount entry value is 0. Inputs are percentage. HRA is percentage input per basic salary amount and assignment entry value divided by 100. For basic salary amount, these are what? These are the DDF database tables. All these are table names already there in the application. These are DDF database table names. Default for this table name is 0. I am making this, suppose this A. We are basic salary, I will make it as A. Suppose A is equal to 0, inputs are percentage and HRA is percentage into A divided 100. Return per basic salary is X. Suppose X is equal to 0, inputs are percentage, HRA is percentage into X divided by 100 divided by 100. You can write as 50% or 6%, 60 into 100. 16 divided by 100. What will be returned? Divided by 10.6. Return 6000. Whatever value you give to this X value, whatever value you give to X value, that will return that value. Now coming to what is, I will give you an example of a fast formula. What is quick pay? Quick pay is what? Quick pay is when you run for a single employee. Monthly payroll is when you run for the entire payroll person, entire payroll subsidiary. For the entire group of employees, that is called quick pay. Sorry, that is called pay not run. It is for monthly payroll. It can be bi-weekly, can be weekly, it can be semi-monthly. A quick pay is when you run for an employee. Pay not run is a group of employees. Submitting the payroll quick pay ensures elements are processed from the element entries alongside with the attached payroll formula. After processing, final values will be put in pay values. After processing, when you process that thing, final values will be put in the pay values. Pay values is bought as the input values. Next what you do. You should generate the free payment process. This is to look at the bank information of the employer and generate payment instructions. Next step is to print checks and generate a bank line and send it to bank. Next step is to run the processing process. Final process is transferred to GL. GL means GL interface tables. Then next is the rollback process. That is, if you want to undo any process that has been generated. And the process can be rolled back if no subsequent process exists. This is called rollback. Quick pay is one for single employee payroll process for group of employees. Submitting the payroll quick pay ensures elements are processed from the element entries alongside with the attached payroll formula. After processing, final process will be put in the pay values. This is the way we do it. Payroll process is awarded. They are executed through payroll flows. In Fusion HCM, payroll calculation work area could have the payroll process that is responsible for calculating the payroll. Payroll calculation is what? Calculating payroll is the first payroll process to be executed from the payroll calculation work area. When you go to navigate a payroll flows, submit a process that report, select LPG, and then calculate payroll provided. Payroll process executed through payroll flows. In Fusion HCM payroll calculation area, work area should have the payroll process that is responsible for calculating the payroll. Payroll calculation is calculated from the first payroll versus the next payroll calculation area. First, we will discuss about the FAST formula. Go back and I will discuss about the FAST formula first. Go to Home My Client Groups. Payroll calculation, the word for payroll calculation will come. Okay. Great. Payroll definitions. Great. These are the basic details. I have showed it to you yesterday that what is the payroll name date, what is the payroll consolidation group, what is default payment methods, what is the out of the issue payment method, what is personal payment methods, and how to create data offsets. We have already discussed yesterday. Now we are going to discuss about the fast formulas. Fast formula we will discuss. This is the fast formula that I have created. Let's take an example of this one. Change this name. Take it as database item name is what? Database item name is like you have to write an SQL or query. Every item that we take, it has a backend table. If these backend tables are called database item name, you can select here as a list of items. Database item tables will be listed out. Let's just you can see here. List of item tables right. Assignment. You can see here as suppose if I take as assignment hire date. Copy this thing. Suppose you write a formula like this is the default for assignment ID. Assignment ID. HRA is equal to salary into percentage. Compile this. Save submit and then compile. And once the formula is compiled, then only the formula can be used. Otherwise, the formula cannot be used anywhere. And compilation should be in green. It throws an error. That means your formula is wrong. If it's wrong, it's wrong. No depression. No, it is also wrong. I think this. Maybe it will not show the error message. No, it is. Oh, now see the error is there. You can see. This is the way we created one formula. And database item name is what? Database item name is the item name where you can create the accesses type. This is the other backend tables actually. When you create, suppose this is the database item. This is the database item. This is the way we do it. Date on percentage. All these things are database items. You see date on fill assignment percentage. And we can add here as Al fast formula. This is the fast formula, Al fast formula that I have created. Now, you can use this formula later on. Now, if it's compiled. Now, when you write in the approval, just go to home. Go to my client group absences. Absence style, absence plans. Go to create approvals because we have created an approval formula. Now, when you are asking for approvals, create an absence plan. Yours and approval. I've created plan, number of hours. You just legislative data to get status active. Enable concurrent entitlement. Conversion formula plan. Conversion formula is like plan categories balance transfer. Enable concurrent entitlement. That calendar is here is like first of this month. First of day and start 6 June. Go to participation. As of waiting for this 5 days, suppose transfer positive balance, dispose, take a balance. Now, when we go to, I'm not creating right now, go to approvals and write here as formula. What was formula? Last for which formula? Because we created payroll formula. Now, you have created an approval formula. Why will I create a payroll formula? Then I will attack in absences. I will not do that mistake. Testing rule last period and formula. Then we have the ceiling rule go to work. Accrual matrix is that when we can create an equitable matrix. That is a sequence expression. Builder approval rate, approval formula. This is the way we can create. I just to answer this operation. Here we are at the phone actually. It is not coming actually, but here we are at the formula. You can cancel this operation. I'll show you what is quick pay. Quick pay is when run for first employee at a time. Payroll process is a group of employees submitting for a payroll. Quick pay ensures elements are processed from the element entries alongside the attached payroll formula. When you do quick pay, it is for a single employee and it is not for a group of employees. Payroll process is done for a group of employees. After processing final process value, put in the pay values. Next step is to generate a prepayment process. That means if you look at the bank information of the employer and generate payment information. Next step is to print checks, then costing process, then transfer to yield and rollback process. All these things are done frequently. Now, how do we do calculate payroll? We do the calculate payroll in the payroll calculation work area. It is the first payroll process to be excluded from the payroll calculation work area. Now we get the payroll flow, submit a process or a report, select LPG, and then select calculate payroll flow packet. Payroll process is excluded. The payroll flow in each payroll calculation area, work area. We could have the payroll process that is responsible for calculating the payroll. Now go to payroll. Calculate payroll is the first payroll process to be excluded from the payroll calculation work area. Go to Navigator Payroll, Payroll Flows. Navigator Payroll, Payroll Flows. Navigator Payroll, Payroll Flows. Now go to payroll calculation work area. This is the calculation for payroll. This is not the page. Before going for this calculation, I'll teach you. I will see personal payment methods. Personal payment methods. What's the payment methods are what each other. These are personal payment reports. Personal payment methods. It's for the person, and that means what is the individual payment methods of individual employees. Search for the person and then search for the employee. Go for the bank accounts, payment methods, and whatever information you added. Like that. Bank account. You can add bank account information, account number. And you can add the payment methods. What are? The check by cash, by direct deposit, whatever is the method you have to attach. Why do you want to call this as a payment methods? Organization, payment methods check, cash whatever. You can write it as a US underscore. Check. Save this question. This is an individual payment method. That means he will be paying salaries. He will be getting payment by the help of check. This person, he will be paying salary. This is for personal payment methods. Now coming to organization payment methods. I showed it at that day. Show more. Now what is the thing I have to go for? Access payroll. This is for the flow submitted flow. I will show, that is, I will show all the things that they are still actually. Now coming to this is the way calculate payroll flows. Payroll flow, submit a process, select L digit, then calculate payroll. Now go to submit a flow. How are you going to submit a flow? What is the submit? What is the submit? A flow means. Select the legislative data group. Select any legislative data group and then click on the app. These are the flows already defined in the application. Click on any flow, end of year flow, and create a submit a payroll flow. That means what is the payroll flow that we have? US underscore payroll flow percentage and submit. And then you can find out the payroll flow. What are the payroll flows that we have? General information payroll flow. No name, just start searching. Process end date is 30th of this month. Saturday period is what? List of values. I'll tell you what to scale further. Actually, I have not started off with this. Actually, we have not done this actually. We have not done. We'll come in the later slides. First, we'll discuss what we have discussed about FAST formula today. Now, I have just given overview of FAST formula. FAST formula is very huge topic actually. And just because I don't know, I write FAST formula. I have not given you the thing. Just give an example. How do you just know the concept of FAST formula? These are the payroll steps. Payroll steps. It will ask for payroll. What is the run? The quick pay payroll process. Prepayment print checks. Costing process. Transfer to GL and rollback process. Ticket calculate. Calculate the first process to be executed from the payroll calculation work area. Go to navigate a payroll flow, submit a process or report, select LPG, and then select calculate flow pattern. That is what we did right now. That's the prepayment process. What payment distribution? Payroll flow. Submit a flow pattern ticket. Now what is the payroll sequence? The following process can be done at one time to complete the full payroll cycle. Calculate payroll, calculate pre-payment, make EFT payment, generate facelifts, calculate costing of payment transfer to GL, calculate the payroll, calculate the prepayment, make EFT payment, generate check payment, generate facelifts, calculate costing of payment transfer to GL, calculate payroll, calculate prepayment, make EFT payment, generate facelifts, calculate costing of payment, transfer to GL. All these things, you are going to do it like this. Calculate prepayment, make EFT payment, generate facelifts, calculate costing of payment, transfer to GL. How are we going to do this? Calculate the payroll, calculate the prepayment, make EFT payment, generate the facelift and costing of payment transfer to GL. All these things you're going to do like this. Right, got it. Calculate prepayment, make EFT payment, generate facelift cost payment transfer to GL. Now got it. I understood. Error prepayment EFT payment generate facelift costing of payment transfer to GL. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.